one of the main reasons why I have the tubes coming out this way and then down and around is not only looks, I like the way it looks like this. And I'm going to make this a bit more stable once I'm all said and done, because I'm just leak testing right now. But up here, unfortunately with this case, and it's a Thermaltake case, Thermaltake case, Thermaltake, radiator, but this area here is not compatible. So I can't actually fit tubes through here without cutting into the metal right here and right there. It's just not wide enough, unfortunately. It's like, it needs like 4 millimeters of space, a bit more, to make it comfortable, at least for like these style of fittings. And even just the opening itself, it's just not going to work. So instead of cutting and then having like a visible cut right here, even if I did my best to modify the case, paint it black and all that stuff, again, I'm not doing all that right now. But I did have to drill into, I think it was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 up here for this one right here to allow this to fit up high enough so that I could get the tube down here. So just a little bit of a sizing issue. That was just a 1 millimeter thing. So I just drilled down here, and then right there, I had to drill about 1 millimeter down as well to allow this to fit perfectly. So it's basically the screws are going through the fans, going into the case here, into the radiator. So that worked out fine. That was an easy little modification. So I'm leak testing right now, and I did have a leak. So this is a Thermaltake radiator, and I have this Bits Power temperature probe. Now it fits in the bottom here, which I'll show you right here. There is a drain valve right there, but it doesn't fit well enough to actually seal water. I had like one drip every like 5 to 10 seconds coming out of that. So no matter how well I actually turn this in nice and hard, it's not a proper fit for the seal, to keep water out. So that's unfortunate. So I'll just plug this right into the back of the GPU once I install the GPU. So I have basically one of these in here, and that's perfectly fine. I was just hoping that because there was already a port right there, that this would be a nice little thing. And then the end of this, if you're not familiar with these probes, just plugs right into the motherboard, right somewhere around there, somewhere on the motherboard. Yeah, it's there. So this is the Asus Z590A gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. Very, very stunning, kind of a white-ish theme motherboard, especially the backplate right there. So this is going to look nice with the white-ish fluid that I'm also going to have in this as well. Overall, this has been a fun build. I like the D5 pump that they have right here. It's on full blast and you can barely hear it at all. So this is the back side of the case right now, and I like this drain valve being white right here, even though it's Bits Power, it's not Thermaltake, but I like the white theme of it because the fluid is going to be white as well. Yes, I'm going to take this off. This is for soft tubing just to help me drain it, because I've been filling and draining it a lot lately. You can use this right here to actually kind of adjust the pressure. This is actually the pressure valve, so this is what I will be using in the end, but right now I'm just using this. And the fluid is actually coming in through this one and this one over here. This one on the other side, you can also use this to kind of help you get some of the air bubbles out and all that stuff too. But right now it's already past that point because almost all the air is out of the system. So eventually I want it all to go in there. So I'm using soft tubing right now just to help me do the leak testing. And eventually I'm gonna have this tube kind of go over here. I'm gonna do a nice little design way of that. So this is the out from the pump. So it'll go into the CPU water block here, and then out on this side into the GPU, and then from the GPU it'll snake around somehow down into that one as well. And then the fluid will pop up into here. Oh, more water coming out. Then come down through here, out, up through this one, and then splits to go back into the distribution plate right up there. So that's the route I'm thinking right now. This is not the finished design. The thing about water cooling is once you start doing things and you think you're almost done, then suddenly you want to redo the whole thing because you have a better idea, more creative idea. But right now I like the way that this looks and it's coming together. The GPU water block is still kind of pending. The one that I had on hand started cracking and I hadn't even put it in the system yet. So that is something that has to be returned and then get a new one back. Sometimes things just happen in the manufacturing process. So I'll put some pictures or something of that, but that was unfortunate. So in the meantime, I still get to just kind of spend time making sure that this is not leaking at all. It's unfortunate that this didn't fit where I wanted it to, because that would have been really cool. and that would have just kind of gone in line with some of the cables that I'm going to be doing some magic to make sure that those are not visible at all. Because 6 fans, that's a lot of cables. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So other than that, that's about it. I did decide to use acrylic for this instead of PETG. Thermaltake sent me a ton of PETG, but I put a feeler out on TikTok showing PETG versus acrylic without telling anybody which one was which, and almost everybody chose the acrylic tubing. So I went with acrylic. It does look better, and it will last a lot longer in terms of its looks because it's just a harder substance. In fact, you have to raise the temperature higher for acrylic in order to bend it, and you have to be more careful when you're cutting it because it can actually shatter. So I'm actually using like a little saw in order to get this done. So a lot of fun. I like working with acrylic, and I think with this open case design of the DistroCase 350P, it's going to look amazing. So other than that, thank you very much Thermaltake for this partnership, and more videos to come. So check them out on TikTok and of course YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.